Man City still running away with it over in the Premier League, but still within touching distance of the likes of Liverpool, Spurs and Brighton, of course. Are they realistic contenders? We're going to take a little look next. Prediction video today. We're taking a look at match number 7. That's right, over in the Premier League, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you've been, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're chewing, smash the old subscribe, keep your back to all things Rovers related, Premier League related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one rooski, of course, Sheffield United licking their wounds, of course, conceding 8 last time around. But of course, can they bounce back this weekend? We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But anyway, let's get into it. Of course, recap the results, recap, of course, your picks and my picks and all that kind of jazz. So here it is in all its glory. So Palace and Fulham took out to a 1-1 draw. Actually, it was a 0-0 draw. 1-1 draw was my scoreline. Meanwhile, Luton 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers on. I went with the Hatters on this one, but of course they failed to deliver. City just a 2-0 win over Forest, 4-0 win in my eyes. Everton with a big 3-1 away win over Brentford, 2-0 win for me on that one. United with a 1-0 win over Burnley, 3-0 win for me. Arsenal and Spurs duked out to a 2-2 draw with a 3-2 win. Not too bad there though. Meanwhile, Brighton of Albion came back from behind with a 3-1 victory over Bournemouth, 2-0 win for me. Chelsea, when's it ever going to go right for Chelsea? I went with the 1-0 win. 2-0 win for Chelsea. It was a 1-0 win for Villa. Meanwhile, Liverpool, 4-1 win. Was my pick. 3-1 it was in the end. And of course, down the bottom there, I did go for Sheffield United. But of course, they got tonked at home. Abysmal. Abysmal indeed. This is, of course, the table as it stands right here, right now, with City running away with it. Liverpool, though, within touching distance. Brighton and Spurs going down, though. Sheffield United, Burnley and Luton. We'll take that. We'll take it to the bank. That's right. Of course, we are looking at the Prediction League. It is live. That's the link there. If you want to get involved, the link should also be in the description down below. But of course, we are building up to, of course, the big reveal. The big reveal, that is the Super Brew. So can we get the Super Brew fired up, please? We are loading up the Super Brew in all its glory, guys. And we're going to come in here, right now, jumping in with, of course, a quick update on the Premier League prediction. So here are we. Just about getting going any second now. That's right. So let's fly over there in all its glory. Whoop, whoop, whoosh, and there we go. So Vinny Hong with 19.5 points, kicking ass and taking names. Jono, though, 17 points there. Alex Weller and JSP's FC on 15 with David M. 564. Where am I? Where am I? Come on. Do the big reveal. Where am I? The Beast is there. I thought I did okay. VMPP. A lot of familiar names in there, but I don't see mine. Are you guys cheating or something? At 7.5 for me. I just not having it. Not having it at the moment. 7.5, not great, of course. But if you do see a name in there, please smash your thumbs up and smash your likey and subscribe. This is the leaderboard at the minute. Of course, Lewis R is still running away with 81.5. Non-mover. Vinny Hong, though, up 11 to number 2. That's what I want to do. Big old jumper there. Georgetown down 2 to number 1, or down 1 to number 3. Mo on the move. Alex Miller as well. Yao for VMPP, of course, familiar name to the channel. Bluebird Legend up there, 3 spots to number 13 as well. Blue Orbit up 10 to 17. Big move for him. Where am I? I'm at 45th. Oh, that's grim. That is grim stuff. We're with Raymond Redden in good company, though. In good company. Eamon Hussein, good company there. James FC, good company. That's there. James, whoever that heck is a con artist. Whoever he is. But anyway, it is a marathon, not a sprint, guys. We, of course, will be in there at the end. At the bitter end, we'll be there. Hopefully, you'll be there with me, of course, to celebrate or commiserate, of course. Anyway, let's get into it. Of course, the games are coming thick and fast, of course, non-stop. Of course, for the Premier League, non-stop, and these are them. The standout one being Spurs against Liverpool, sure, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty much the standout. Fulham against Chelsea, it'll be interesting to see what goes on there. But anyway, we're starting off with Bournemouth up against Arsenal, of course, come at you on Saturday, September the 30th. Played each other 13 times. Since 2013, we got 1 win for Bournemouth, 10 wins for Arsenal, 2 draws, of course. Biggest win for Bournemouth, 2-1 wins, scoring 12 goals in the 13 matches. That's 0.92 goals a match. Up against Arsenal, of course, their biggest win, 5-1 win, scoring 31 goals in the 13 matches. That's 2.38 goals a game. Down to 5th right now, Arsenal in the table, 14 points on the board, 83% form for them, unbeaten in the last 6 matches. Of course, last time around, they're over at the Dean Court. It was a 3-0 win for Arsenal. That's back in August 2022. They've won 3 on the spin of Arsenal over Bournemouth. Of course, Arsenal taking on Brentford in the Cup. Bournemouth taking on Stoke in the Cup as well. So a little bit of a sidebar for both sides on this one. 5-1 is your Bournemouth, 9-4 on is your Arsenal, 54 is the draw. Should be an away win here. 3-0 win for them, comfortably done. 3 points in the bag and pushed up the table they go, of course. Next up we have Aston Villa up against Brighton Hove Albion, of course, coming at you at Villa Park. This is a toughie. It is the early kickoff on Saturday, September the 30th, over at Villa Park. Played each other 13 times to 2010. We've got 7 wins for Villa, 1 win for Brighton, and we've got 5 draws, of course. Biggest win for Villa, 2-0 win, scoring 22 goals, though, in those 13 matches, 1.69 goals a game. Brighton, of course, their only win was a 2-1 win, scoring 13 goals in the 13 matches, 1 point. That's just 1 goal a game on average. Brighton, though, under De Zerbi, third in the table, 15 points on the board, 4 wins out of the last 6 games. That's 67% form for them. Up against Unai Emery, 6th in the table with 12 points on the board, 4 wins the last 6 games as well. 67% form for them heading into this. So Villa have won 11 home matches in a row, so there ain't no slouches at Villa Park. Coming at you though, last time around at Villa Park between these two sides was a 2-1 win for Villa back in May 2023. The of course Aston Villa and Brighton both in cup action. Villa taking on Everton in an all Premier League affair. Brighton taking on Chelsea in an all Premier League affair as well. Villa expected to win. Brighton expected to just about lose. However, of course, there'll be a much competition for that game anyway. 29-20 is your Villa here. 11-4 is your 8-5 is your away. We're going to go with a 2-2 draw here. Villa unbeaten, of course. Actually, Villa kicking ass at home. I think just Brighton will beat. Just got the tails up at the minute. I think they'll get something out of this game. Not, of course, come full time. Meanwhile, Everton up against Luton Town. Could this be the turning point for Everton? Could it? Are they just going to be safe due to the fact that there are 3 really dog shit teams in this Premier League at the minute? I think so. So it could be a chance for Everton to climb up the table, of course, starting here at Goodison Park against the Hatters. Played each other twice, 2006, 2 wins out of 2 for Everton, nothing for Luton. Luton haven't even scored a goal against Everton in those 2 games. Of course, Everton's biggest win, 4-0 win. They've scored 5 goals in total, averaging 2.5 goals a game. Everton, under Dyche, 42% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat in the past 4. They've turned a screw a little bit. They're 15th for the table with 4 points on the board. Luton, on the flip side, 25% form for them. 1 win and 6, 18 points, 18th for the table, just 1 point on the board. Last time around over at Goodison Park, it was a 4-0 win for Everton at October 2006. That was in the EFL Cup. Speaking of the EFL Cup, Everton taking on Villa. Of course, Luton crashing out hot off the press against Exeter. A bit of a shocker there. The odds here, 7-4 on is your Everton's 14-5 is the draw, 5-1 is your long shots. We are going to go with a 2-1 for Everton to make it another win. And of course, more trouble for Luton Town. These are the games they're going to be winning. They're going to get themselves out of the thick of things. Meanwhile, Zinger chicken dinner. On Monday night is Fulham up against Chelsea, of course, coming at you at Craven Cottage. Played each other 35 times in 2001. We've got 2 wins for Fulham, 22 wins for Chelsea, and we've got 11 draws, of course. Biggest win for Fulham, 2-1 win, scoring 27 goals in the 35 games, 0.77 goals a game. Chelsea on the flip, 3-0 win was their biggest, 60 goals scored in 35 games, 1.71 goals a match as well. Chelsea, of course, heading into this without a win in 3, 42% form for them over the last 6, 14th for the table with just 5 points on the board. Fulham on the flip side, 50% form for them, of course, 1-2 lost to and drawn to, 11th at the table, 8 points on the board, but they come into this, of course, last time around at Craven Cottage. 2-1 win it was for Fulham back in January 2023, of course. Chelsea taking on Brighton in the Cup. Fulham taking on Norwich in the Cup. Both sides are expected to squeak past them to get through to the next round. The odds here, 13-5 is your Fulham. Even Stevens is your Chelsea. 5-2 is the draw. Gonna go with it. Going with against the grain here. Fulham 2-1 win for them. Chelsea looking lost at sea at the moment. Meanwhile, United up against Crystal Palace. Again, they just featured in the Cup. United coming out on top. We'll talk about that shortly in a second. At Old Trafford, these two sides have played each other 31 times since 1984. We've got a 2-1 win for United. 21 wins for United, 4 wins for Crystal Palace, and we've got 6 draws between the two sides. 4-0 win, the biggest for United, scoring 56 goals in the 31 games, 1.81 goals a match. Up against Palace, 3-1 win, their biggest, 20 goals scored in 31 games, 0.65 goals a game. Of course, Palace under Roy, 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost to and drawn to in 10th in the table, 8 points on the board. Up against United, 50% form for them, who are 9th with 9 points on the board at their minute. Of course, last time around over at Manchester was just yesterday, 3-0 when it was for United in the Carabao Cup to go through to the next round. Speaking of Carabao Cup, of course, that was it. They just played each other, silly Billy. 7-4 on is United, 60-5 is the draw, 9-2 is your way win. I'm going to go with a bit of a repeat here, 3-0 again, United. Bit of deja vu on this one. Next up, we have Newcastle United against Burnley. Let's see 10. Let's see 10. Or 6 fingers. 6 fingers. Yes, that's right. Let's get them hopped here, of course. Newcastle United up against Burnley at St. James's Park. Played each other 13 times since 2014. We've got 6 wins for the Geordies, 3 wins for the Freakazoids, and 4 draws, of course. Biggest win for the Geordies, 3-1 win. Scoring 20 goals in 13 matches, 1.54 goals a game, of course. Burnley on the flip side, 4-3 win. Scoring 15 goals in 13 matches, 1.15 goals a game. Company's boys are 42% form right right now, winning twice in the last 6. They're 19th with 1 point on the board. Meanwhile, the Geordies up to 8th right now, 9 points on the board, unbeaten in the last 3, 42% form for them as well. Last time around, of course, over at St James's Park, which is the 1-0 win for Newcastle. That's back in December 2021. Of course, in the Cup, Newcastle taking on City. They're going to get tonked on that one, aren't they? Up against Burnley, who are out of the Cup. Actually, they won. They won. Sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong. They did pick up a 4-0 win over Salford, of course, this weekend. So that might be a bit of a springboard for them. But the odds here, 10-3 on is your Geordies here, 4-1 is draw, and 9-1 is, of course, your Freaks here. Of course, 4-0 win. Make it 10. Make it fucking 10. Let's go up against Forest then, up against Brentford. Let's get into this Badgerino then. Forest against Brentford on Sunday, October the 1st. Now, these two sides have played each other 21 times since 2005. We've got 7 wins for Forest, 10 wins for Brentford, and we've got 4 draws, of course. Biggest win for Forest, 4-2 wins, scoring 30 goals in 21 matches, 1.43 goals a game. Up against Brentford, their biggest win, 3-0 win, scoring 35 goals in 21 matches, 1.67 goals a game. Brentford, though, 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost to and drawn to. However, just 1 win in 5. Meanwhile, Forest on the flip, 42% form for them, 1 win in 4 for them, 12th in the table, 7 points on the board. Up against Brentford, 13th in the table with 6 points on the board right here, right now. Last time around, at the City Ground, it was a 2-2 draw back in November 2022. Brentford taking on Aston in the Cup. I expected to lose that one, but of course I'll be bouncing back for this one. 7-4 is your Forest, 17-10 is your Brentford, 21-10 is the draw. Quite tight here. Going to go with the 1-0 win there for Forest to continue their recent run of form. Next up we go Spurs against Liverpool. This is actually the zinger, the final cherry on top, is it? It's close to being the last one. Of course, it is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's Spurs, Liverpool. 65 times they played each other since 1993. We've got 14 wins for Spurs, 33 wins for Liverpool, and we've got 18 draws, of course. Biggest win for Spurs, 4-0 wins, scoring 77 goals in those 65 games. We've got 1.18 goals a game. Liverpool on the flip side, 5-0 win, their biggest, 1.13. Actually, 113 goals scored in 65 games. That's 1.74 goals a game. Cups boys, 6 wins on the spin. In fact, they haven't lost the last 8, but 100% form for them over the last 6. Second in the table, 16 points on the board. Up against Spurs, of course, just 1 defeated past 6. 75% form for them, 14 points on the board for them. Last time around, over at the Fancy Pants Stadium, was a 2-1 win for Liverpool. 2-1 win it was back in November 2022. Liverpool out the Cup. Liverpool taking on Leicester in the Cup. Spurs are out of it. Of course, nothing else to Fulham. The odds here, 50-8 is your Spurs. 3-1 is your draw. 23-20 is your away win. Gonna go with it. Gonna go with Spurs. Tails are up, of course, after that good draw against Aston. And, of course, another good result here against Liverpool. Then, of course, West Ham United up against Sheffield United. Bounce back ability needed for Sheffield United. Oh, Heckenbottom could be out. Played each other 15 times in 1994. We've got 4 wins to the Hammers, 6 wins to the Blazers, and 5 draws. Biggest win for the Hammers, 3-0 win, scoring 21 goals in those 15 matches. We've got 1.40 goals a game. Sheffield United, though, 3-0 win, their biggest, 25 goals scored in 15 games, 1.67 goals a game. The Blazers, though, 20th, 1 point on the board, looking grim times. Just 1 draw of the last 6, 8% form for them. Up against Moyes' boys, 7th in the table, 10 points on the board, 4 wins the last 6 games, just 1 win in the last 3. But of course, heading into this game, last time around at London Road or whatever it is, London Stadium, 3-0 win it was for the Hammers back in February 2021. The Hammers taking on Lincoln City in the Cup. Sheffield United already out. The odds here for this one, though, we have West Ham 2-1 on for the victory, 10-3 is the draw, 11-2 is your away win. Could be another one, another defeat. West Ham taking it 2-1 win over Sheffield United. Next up, we have Wolves against Manchester City coming at you over at Molineux. That's right. Now, these two sides have played each other 30 times since 1996. We've got 10 wins for Wolves, 17 wins for City, and we've got 3 draws, of course. Biggest win for Wolves, 4-1 wins, scoring 38 goals in the 30 matches. That's 1.27 goals a game. City, though, 5-1 win, their biggest, 62 goals scored in 30 matches. That's 2.07 goals a game. Of course, City, 100% form for them right now, 6 wins on the bounce, top of the table, 18 points on the board, flawless. That's what they are right now. Up against Wolves, 16th for the table, 4 points on the board, 4 defeats, a 4 game without a win. And of course, not looking good at the minute. Last time around over at Molineux was a 3-0 win for City back in September 2022. City have scored 11 goals in the last 3 games combined against Wolves. And Wolves fresh off the back of a 3-2 loss against Ipswich, with City taking on Newcastle United in the Cup this week to keep them a little bit sidetracked. The odds for this one then, we have Wolves 8-1 for the victory, and 92 is draw, 10-3 on is your City. They're going to run away with it, aren't they? 2-0 win for me, comfortably done, 3 points in the bag, and I think that completes the lot there, guys. That completes the set. Make sure you get your picks in, of course, using the Super Brew link, which is, of course, coming at you on the screen in a second, but it's also down below. City, though, will be top, of course, and opening up a bit of a gap, 5-point gap over Spurs, Arsenal, and, of course, then Brighton and Liverpool. Of course, it'll be action stations, though. Still plenty of big games for them to slip up. I think the City-Liverpool game is coming up soon. Of course, Luton Town, Sheffield United, and Burnley going down. We love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. And there again is that link for the Super Brew. Get in amongst it. Get your name in lights. And of course, see if you can out-predict me, the Prediction King, of course. We'll be back, of course, next time around for some more games in the Premier League. But until then, guys, subscribe, smash the old like and all that business. I'll see you soon for the next one.